And not to be rude, I don't want to be like shaming or anything like that, but I just feel like they should have left this one in a little. I don't even know if that would have fixed it. Welcome once again to Chill Filtered, the podcast where we drink whiskey so you don't have to. And that's the truth. And that's what we got. And we're real about it. So be prepared. Prep yourself for some realness. This week, let's talk about some business. We love the comments we've been getting on YouTube. Thanks for all the comments, people. Keep them up. If you're new to the channel and you want to comment, we will likely respond, especially if it's something asking a question or just saying something nice.
Or your favorite pizza topping. Tell us your favorite pizza topping.
Or your favorite bourbon that's aged in a type of pizza.
Yeah.
So pick the type of pizza. Barrel, that is. We don't add to our bourbon. We just infuse with the bourbon barrel or the pizza barrel. Anyway, that's the business for this week. Bryan, what's going on, man?
What's going on? Well, you have been working, doing all the legwork here to get the logistics figured out for our Songle Barrel.
Yeah, baby. Number 2.
Yeah. Driftless Glen, Songle Barrel on the way. Starting to get a head count, trying to figure out how many that we want to allocate to our Patreon people and everything. So actually, that's a great thing. Comment on this YouTube video if you're interested in one of our Driftless Glen single barrel ryes. Cask Strength. I think it's about 7 years. I think it's 120 something proof. But yeah,
it's gonna be reasonably priced.
Oh yeah, right. It should be, I don't know, 65 or so. A very normal Driftless Glen price from like some online retailer, probably.
But a Cask Strength Rye.
Yeah, it should be right at or below the $10 per year sentiment there. So
absolutely, that's awesome. Thanks, Driftless Glen, for being cool and letting us do that.
Got the Songle Barrel sticker and everything on the side. It literally says Songle Barrel.
yeah, it's gonna be amazing.
I shared that with some people today, and they were like, "Did you use AI to make this? Because they totally misspelled single."
That's funny. That's what Driftless Glen said. They're like, "Just making sure you're cool with that." And we're like, "Yeah, it's intentional."
That was nice of them to check, but that was one of the things too when we were making the sticker. I was like, let's make sure to make Songle Barrel very prominent, because I feel like the more obvious it is, then like the more obvious it is that we did it on purpose,
Yeah, exactly.
So that way it's not like some tiny font somewhere that 4 people overlooked when getting the sticker printed, and then oh no, it's actually a typo. Like, no, it's not a typo.
People will think it's a misprint, and therefore it's more collectible.
There you go. Yeah. People gobble them all up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really excited for that. Hopefully, do we have any kind of time frame on that? Like a couple weeks?
He said they bottled it.
Yeah.
So, or they're bottling today or something. So,
well, yeah. And it sounded like I got the impression they have it bottled and they're applying stickers today. And then they're sounded like they were kind of chomping at the bit to get bottles in the hands of distributor soon.
For sure.
So it might just be a couple weeks. So let us know ASAP if you want one of those.
That's sweet. I'm excited. Gonna get me a case at least. Because that was fun.
This episode's coming out actually well after Halloween's in 2 days.
Tell me what days ago. Just trick-or-treating with the girlies. They are 2 and 4, and Beck is a rock star. She's got a sequin dress, or not a sequin dress, a sequin jacket, shiny pants. She's got a little mini guitar, and she's got a little microphone, and she just wants to be a rock star. And the funny thing is that she doesn't fully she understands it has to do with music, but like her idea of a rock star song is "What's This" from The Nightmare Before Christmas, which is like Halloween themed, but she thinks that's like a rock song, and we're like, go for it, girl, you can sing "What's This."
And
she's also a little little fearful to sing it out loud, but she sings it at home sometimes. Yeah.
That's a total meme song for Sam and I that like we sing like at home, like all year round. Something will come up and we're like, what's this? What's this? What's this? And then I love when he goes, what is this?
So it's funny. Everyone in my family, my wife and my daughters and me, we all have our favorite part of that song. And Gray's is at the very end where it goes, Christmas Town? She loves that part. And then Heather likes the part where he goes, yeah, what is this?
Nice.
And then Beck likes, the children are sleeping, but there's nothing underneath or something like that. Or yeah, the children are sleeping, whatever it is. And my favorite part is when he's like, no ghouls. Like as if like he's like, there should be ghouls under there, but there's no ghouls. And so that's kind of how it goes. And then Gray, she's going to be a pumpkin again this year. She wanted to be a pumpkin. We're like, we have many options, Gray. We have unlimited options, but she wants to be a pumpkin. So she's got a little pumpkin dress, and then we're going to face paint her face with some orange and black. So
awesome. Yeah, we've got Emma Wise. She is a fairy, I think. A fairy. And we have a pretty green kind of sparkly dress for her. And then Sam picked up some like fairy wings that good luck getting those to stay on. I guess we'll see how that goes. Some like, I guess, put her arms through and they're on her back. I think she got like a little magic wand thing too, but it's going to coordinate somewhat with Reed's costume. I don't remember what Reed is, but it's something fantasy-esque. Where
is he like a deer in the enchanted forest or something like that?
No, not a deer. Dang, what is it? I want to say it's like a not a garden gnome or something. Actually, maybe it is. I don't know. I can't remember.
Maybe he's a little troll.
Is he? Maybe. I don't know. I can't remember, but it's something fairy-esque like that. Anyway, we're going over to their house to hang out in the driveway and pass out candy and stuff. I'll bring some cider over and it should be good.
Nice. Do they live in the same area you do?
Yeah, pretty close. They're kind of like catty corner across the major intersection. Not even major intersection, actually. So they're like less than a mile away. Yeah.
Oh, sweet. I gotta find out. I don't know how I know you're tight with the Waxes, but I never knew how you guys all got to know each other. I'm sure. I imagine it was you and Curtis met each other first or knew each other first.
Yeah, through work. There was a group that started at the place that I worked a couple of years after, and they were all friends because they all got hired around the same time. And then and so we all worked for the same project, and then I got to know, I weaseled my way into the group. Anyway, the group has since kind of broken up. I don't think anybody lives or works with the same company still anymore.
Wow.
Down to our own things, but Curtis and I have stayed pretty close, and sweet. So it was working, and there were like 4 or 5 couples that we were all friends because of that work group, and like a couple years ago, all 5 couples of us went on a cruise together. We did one of the Virgin Voyages cruises, so it was like a premium cruise, like no one under 18 allowed. So that was super, super fun.
That's cool. Nice.
Yeah.
I was talking to Heather last night about going on a trip without the girls, and she is like completely against it. So that might be wild.
Just because she wants to always, be with them on a vacation. Like if we're going on a vacation, it would be more fun for me to bring the girls too. Is that what you mean?
I think there's a mixture there. I think she thinks she'll like scar them if she's away too long, and like they'll like get, some sort of traumatized by mommy being away for more than 2 days. But I don't see it that way. But I think she's also kind of like, why don't we bring them along? And I think it's a mixture, to be honest, of both.
Yeah. Well, what's the next family vacation then?
We're going to Disney World in a month.
That's right. I knew that. Yeah. And that's Disney World is in Florida. And have you guys been there before?
Oh, we've been there before. Beck, this will be her 4th time, I think, in 4 years of life.
Right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 4 for her. Yeah, or 4 or 5, actually. Which is crazy. And like, I'm down for a Disney World trip. My wife is much more down for a Disney World trip. But I think life is more than Disney World. And I love Disney World. I actually very much enjoy every time I go to Disney World. But I get a little bummed out that I'm not. This is why this year we went to Portland, Maine for our main family, like our normal family vacation. Our main family vacation was in Maine.
Yeah, I like that.
But
the main vacation.
Yeah. And but luckily we were able to swing another vacation this year. So we'll be leaving that first week of December. So it'll be good.
Have you guys flown across and done California one with Disneyland?
We never had. In fact, we intended to, because Heather has been to Disney World probably over 30 times. On the other hand, she's never been to Disneyland. And the crazy thing is that, we were fully intending to go probably about 2020. And then something happened in 2020 that prevented that.
I don't remember what happened. Interesting. I can't even
I want to forget. That sucked. But no, sometimes I go to Heather, I'm like, do you remember COVID? That was crazy.
Yeah.
And then we're like,
just within the last couple of weeks, I did that to Sam. I was like, remember when we had to wear masks everywhere? Oh no, you know what it was? There was there's a furniture store here that we've gotten plenty of stuff from that we like. If we're just out and in a shopping mood, go walk around. No, it's Living Spaces. I think it's a national chain.
Near Santan, or is there another one?
Yeah, no, it's right there near Santan.
In there.
And there was a time when you had to get your forehead thermometered and you had to be wearing a mask to go into the store. So like, I remember us going and like standing in line and waiting in the line to get our foreheads there. Oh yeah. And it was they would only let a certain number. It was like 1 in, 1 out, basically. They only let a certain number of people in. So we had to wait for people to leave before we could go in and get our foreheads thermometered just to make sure, and then we're good to go and leave your masks on the whole time. Like that was one of the most like, dang, like I really having to abide by some rules here to get it, because a lot of places had masks and that was fine for me. But there were very few places other than like the airport where I had to actually get my temperature taken.
I was thinking about it's been a while, but I listened to, I want to say it was the John J. Bowman, or maybe no, it was Isaac Bowman episode. And I believe that was the one where I was planning on March 22nd to fly out to Boise of 2020.
Oh yeah.
And I was going to see Robbie. I was looking forward to it. I was about to finish my exam and I was set to pass this exam. And then that week my exam got canceled and I had to cancel my trip to Boise. And I was so sad. I was just like, on that episode, it's the saddest I've ever been on recording wise. I was just like kind of coming to the conclusion that it's not going to happen. I'm not going to go to Boise. I'm not going to take my exam. And it was rough, but I should go back and listen to a few of those episodes just to get the feel of like how things were truly progressing at the time and just how we were reacting to it. Cause they were, every week we did record, and it's like, as we do now, but it was just like developing as we recorded. It was crazy.
Totally. Speaking of obviously not COVID related, but government shutdown related, Sam and I did fully cancel our trip. We were going to go to DC, and we've been planning this for months, well before any sort of crazy shutdown stuff happened. And then, because I know a buddy of mine, he works in the Capitol building, so he would have been able to give us a sweet tour, like a tour of just us.
This is
like
America.
we wouldn't have had to. Wouldn't have had to be a part of some other larger group, blah blah blah. Could have just been us, and he could just
let
show
you
us
in the door.
Yeah. So anyway, since that can't happen, and it sounds like Smithsonian and other places are closed, it was just like it just does not. Sam and I love going to new cities and going to bars and restaurants and seeing what all that's like. Yeah, I know. Actually, we could do that, but we were like, that's not what I want my DC trip to only be. So we were like, let's just cancel. So we're out on that now.
So have you replaced it yet?
Yeah. Well, we're doing kind of like a more of a staycation thing, and usually I'm the one who like plans everything. But Sam took the reins, and I don't even know where we're going. I don't know what restaurants she made reservations at. So it's going to be really fun for me. I'm going to get to be the passenger princess on this one.
I would love for Heather to do that for me, because I'm usually the one to plan.
Yeah. Have you ever asked Heather to do that for you?
Yeah, she's done it once, I want to say. And then the last time I really asked her to do it, we went to Disneyland Paris. So she would just do that all the time. If it were up to her and we had the money, she'd be like, no, just go back to Disney.
Yeah. Well, maybe you'll get another Single Oak project.
Yeah, exactly. No, Paris was nice. That was awesome. But then what was I thinking? Maybe I should ask her again. Because that is one of our, like, not to go deep into our marriage problems, but sometimes I'm like, I wish you would. It's kind of like the typical woman thing where it's just stereotypical as opposed to like actually. I mean, it might be real in statistically, but when the woman is normally the one to be like, you never take me out, you never, plan for this or that, but I'm like the one who always does it. Not solely because of her unwillingness, and more so because I am very willing. But it would be nice. Maybe I'll ask her to plan something soon.
Yeah, it's all about that communication, like if that's something that would mean a lot to you, then she needs to know and be told that that's something that would mean a lot to you.
As opposed to just guessing at it, which would be my fault, so.
Well, yeah. And like, and the worst kind of situation you can get yourself in communication wise is when you're just sitting there hoping that she or he is going to X, but you don't say anything, and then it doesn't happen. And then you're more upset.
You're
and it's
let
like
down by your own expectations.
Yeah. You could have talked about it. Yeah. So anyway, that's that I did, I let Sam know, hey, one of these days I'd love for you to do this. And I think it took 2 or 3 prompts maybe, but here we are, and I'm pretty excited.
Nice. That's great. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Yeah, that'll be next date night at least, is saying, hey, why don't you take the reins on this one?
Yeah.
So
and then you end up at Disneyland.
Yeah, and be like, hey, I mean, that'd be cool if it were date night to just go to Disneyland, but then,
dude, I know, yeah,
but
did you know? I know you're about to say something. I know, but there was like a rumor for a period of time where Disney was like in contracts or feeling out buying a huge plot of land south of Phoenix that like was maybe going to be the next like Disney theme park. I'm not sure that went anywhere, but it was very much like there's this shell company, I don't even know if that's the right word, where it's like people believe that's what Disney uses to procure land, because it's like how everything costs more when it's for a wedding, but like if you don't tell them it's for a wedding, then now everything doesn't cost nearly as much. But so it's like somebody selling land, if they hear that Disney is going to buy it, then they'll just like, I don't know, jack the price up or something.
South of Phoenix or something like that. Like, that's good land right there.
For sure.
So here's the funny story related to exactly what you were saying. when they were planning to do Disney World after Disneyland was a thing, they were looking into two main like potential places. One was Orlando, and the other one was about Petersburg, Virginia. And I live easily 5 or so miles from Petersburg, Virginia.
Wow, dang.
Mm-hmm.
Close call.
And Petersburg used to be this, I mean, it used to be the second most populated city in the state, Petersburg. And now it's one of the most dangerous places in the state. I think it's just a lot of small, like, things with the city that they didn't invest enough into it, and they just kind of let things turn into a little bit of not safe areas.
Are we talking like
crime take over a little bit more? What's that?
Gotcha. Like crime rates. That's kind of what
crime rates went up. But the cool thing is it's got a lot of cool history in terms of in terms of Civil War activity, as well as like it's a really cool town in terms of architecture. But all those homes are kind of hidden behind a little bit of crime kind of feel, and not a lot of people. It's not one of those cities like Detroit where people like hipsters are moving in. Where they're trying to like gentrify it. Yeah. Yeah. But that's like that's almost like the what do you call it? Like how things go sometimes is like, yeah, first it was a great city, then it turned into a little bit of a slum, and then it became gentrified, and then it turned around and became hipster, and then it became this and that, you know. So maybe Petersburg will reign once again, but it was crazy to think that like it was used to be the second most populated next to Richmond in the whole state.
There was a period of time where Sam and I were seriously considering moving to Buffalo, New York.
Nice.
Yeah. And like I got a job offer, and we were running all sorts of numbers on things and trying to figure out what we wanted to do and like future wise. And I think ultimately it came down to like, if we do decide to go, I think we'll just go and live there for a couple of years and then probably move back to Phoenix, like when we're ready to start a family and be closer to Sam's parents again and blah, blah, blah. But ultimately we decided not to do it. I think just because geographically it would have just been too much of a shock for us, and like snow and all that stuff too. It would have just
basically been too much. The opposite of Phoenix.
Yeah, I know. There was a lot of what we were told was there was a lot of gentrification going on in Buffalo. So it was like it kind of seemed interesting, like, well, which of these areas is a little more hipster now because of that and everything. And so we were starting to look into all that, and it was a fun exercise. Sam and I like to kind of go through that fun exercise of like, what would it be like to move here? But like, we're never gonna move. Like, especially we really love the setup we have now and everything, but it's fun to dream.
I never should have moved.
I know. Especially if Disney pops up down here.
Exactly. There is no Disney coming to Petersburg, Virginia. I assure you of that. Not anymore. Yeah. They actually this is one of those bad decisions, in my opinion. One of those, another bad decision for Petersburg. They just brought in a casino.
Oh, nice.
Because they're like, this'll change. We'll put all this money towards this and that. And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Ugh. I'm not like a big hater on casinos, but like that's not gonna help Petersburg. Like, here's the thing: it's like they always claim like we'll give money to this, and we'll like tax money will from the casino will go to this, and it never is the case.
Yeah, right.
In my opinion, it's like it'll like, for example, even in Phoenix, they got those like ones on the outskirts of Phoenix, and they're like, I talked to someone that was like, yeah, they said like this would go to education and like schools, and it really doesn't. Like, it does, but it really doesn't. And sadly, and it's not like it like turned Phoenix into a bad spot, but it's just not. People claim it is, but it's
right. It's funny how promises end up that way sometimes.
Yep. So, but maybe something good will happen from that in Petersburg. But
maybe
Petersburg's cool. Like, if you go and like try to stay out of the rough areas, it's got a really cool, what we call Old Town area, which is kind of the downtown, but it's kind of like brick. Everything's brick, but it's cool brick. It's like classy brick.
Nice.
And,
I know exactly what you mean. Like, I know that wasn't very descriptive, and yet I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. So before we take a break, what are you entry buzzing on?
Oh yeah. Are you ready for this? I got a torture for you. Torture, not torch. Torture.
You're gonna torture me?
I'm gonna torch this. This bottle is a torcher. It's gonna get torched.
Bring it on. I want to hear it in the mic.
I'm entry buzzing on Old Forester Single Barrel Strength Rye. This is the first one I ever got. This is the Warehouse K floor 7. Are you K7?
I am I3.
Wow. Well, there you go. This bottle has had just the smidgest of smidges, probably just 1 ounce in it for far too long. Nice. Honestly, it does taste a little oxidized. Like the flavor seems a little muted. Everything's just kind of mellow on it. It's still pretty good though. I still like it. Nice. But anyway, let's get some torch action here.
Do it. Put it right near the mic. Oh, I love that sound. That was great. So,
oh man,
yeah, now people know what I was drinking.
I'm gonna burn my mic thing off.
Oh, sorry.
One of these days, I'm gonna burn my mic thing off.
Oh yeah. You just watch like flame come up from the foam. Yeah, I got a one. What proof is yours? Mine's 129.8.
132.2.
Nice. This was a drink along. For those who don't know what that is, if you go on our patreon.com/chillfiltered, you can go to the $10 tier or more. You might be a part of our drink alongs in which we courier out samples to our $10 tier or more Patreon people, and they get to drink along with us. In fact, we had one yesterday by the time this episode comes out.
Oh, yeah.
And we drank-ed Sagamore 10-year Reserve Series. And I bet it was dope. And I was glad to share it with our peeps. Retrospectively, prospectively. All right. Let's send it a break. We'll be back. We'll talk history of Woodford Reserve. This week's Patreon shout out goes to our longtime friend and absolute legend, Joey T, better known in the whiskey wilds as the Whiskey Drinking Panda. Now, don't let the cuddly name fool you. This Texas panda doesn't just sip whiskey, he devours it, metaphorically, of course. Joey's been holding down for a long time as one of the chillest, most genuine supporters of the show. He brings the perfect mix of Texas Southern charm, good taste, and panda level cool wherever he goes. So here's to you, Joey T. May the pours stay smooth, your bamboo stay charred, and your whiskey glass forever stay half full. Cheers to the panda from Texas. And we're back. Hey, here's some quick notes to get to. We mentioned the drink along being yesterday. Thanks to all who joined us for that drink along yesterday. We appreciate you all. Always good to see so many great people. We got to send out a reminder again before we. So we always do the reminder the day before, but we got to do another one now because we get more people when we do that. Another thing, Christmas is coming. One might say the goose is getting fat. And hey, we got fun traditions. We're going to be sending out surveys soon for those who want to take part in our open invite secret sampler, which is a whiskey sample sharing program we do every year. It is awesome. I've gotten some amazing cool pours from amazing cool people, and we would love for you to join us with that. If you're interested, just keep an eye out on Instagram and on Patreon. That's the best way to find out is on Patreon. But and then we're also doing, for those who don't know, we do a gift sharing thing. And that's a weird way of putting it because the weirder way of putting it is we get gifts, you get gifts. We've done this since since Christmas 1 of the podcast. We do gift giving. Bryan and I both share with each other, but we also will accept any gifts from our listeners. And when I say that, it's not so selfish when you say 3 of those gift givers per co-host will be getting a gift back. There's one for the best gift. We might do one for the second best gift, but we're definitely doing at least 3 bottles. One goes to a random gifter. Maybe 2 go to a random gift, or maybe we'll do like first place, second place per co-host. So there's 6 bottles on the line, people. If you want to prep for that. We'll give you our addresses that you can courier us, whatever you want to send us. It doesn't need to be whiskey. Certainly doesn't need to be whiskey. Maybe whiskey related, but doesn't need to be whiskey related. I've gotten some great gifts in the past that weren't whiskey related, and they were winners. So
yeah.
Any other thoughts before I?
Yes, I hereby rename best gift because it sounds so bad to shut down somebody else and say this is the best gift.
Favorite
from here on, we shall call it Gifty's Choice. Gifty's Choice.
Gifty's Choice. I like it. Yeah, I like that a lot. Let's say that. Just remind me next time when I totally forget it. But we do that and we love it. Last year, we got amazing things from amazing people. And some people got things like, I want to say someone got an Elmer T. Lee last year. There was at least a Curly H. Taylor's single barrel. What else? There was like a Weller North? Antique. I think there was a Found North in there. Yeah, it was like some batch or something like that.
Yeah.
And then this year, we're definitely, one of my gifty giving things is a Found North single barrel that we did. So that one's pretty cool. And I think I'm going to do a Curly H. Taylor single barrel as well this year. But we'll figure out what the third one is. Hey, we got plenty of time, but just wanted to put a bug in your guys' ear. All right, what we're drinking today. We haven't even mentioned it yet, I don't think. Woodford Reserve Barrel Strength Rye, 2025 release. Definitely not our first Woodford episode. But surprisingly, we've only done 2 episodes on the distillery out of our 383 thus far. But 383 is 3, I guess. So
you say surprisingly though. I'm not too surprised actually, because there's not a lot of stuff going on with Woodford.
Crazy stuff. Yeah. And it makes sense that the first we drank of Woodford was episode 106. We just drank the standard Woodford Reserve bourbon. Episode 266, a little over 100 episodes ago, we drank their 2022 batch proof. So it's been a while, but let's cover some of the Woodford Reserve distillery history. So it has origins, or at least some of it has origins in the 1800s. The site that is now home to Woodford Reserve began as the old Oscar Pepper Distillery in the early 1800s in Woodford County, Kentucky. I forget. I think they call it Versailles in Kentucky, as opposed to in France, they call it Versailles.
Really?
I might be wrong. John Hughes is yelling at his radio right now. And we love that about John. He's saying it's Versailles. But we'll find out later. Maybe Bryan can search it while I continue. But it was here that Dr. James C. Crowe, a Scottish chemist and distiller, pioneered methods that shaped modern bourbon making, including the sour mash process and a precise temperature control. And so in the 1830s and 1840s, the Pepper Distillery became a kind of whiskey laboratory, refining the balance of grain, yeast, and wood aging. It earned a reputation for producing a consistent, high-quality product at a time when whiskey was often unpredictable, and it very much was. Like, you don't know what you're getting, and certain things they'd call it like bourbon, and it wasn't really bourbon. It was like flavored vodka or something like that. Anyway, rough around the edges potentially. But then after several ownership changes and just the turbulence of Prohibition, the distillery eventually went dark. The once legendary property sat unused for decades, a relic of bourbon's pre-industrial roots. But in 1993, not that long ago, only like 32 years ago, the parent company of like Jack Daniels and Old Forester, also known as Brown-Forman, purchased the historic site and launched Woodford Reserve as a premium small batch bourbon in 1996. The goal was to blend heritage and innovation, traditional pot still distillation paired with meticulous modern consistency. Did you know that Woodford involves pot stills?
I wouldn't have been able to tell you that, but that totally sounds familiar. It's rattling around in the back of my head somewhere.
So here's how they do it. Well, I'll get into it in a bit. So Woodford became one of the few large Kentucky distilleries to use copper pot stills rather than column stills. Very common in the industry, basically creating a heavier, oilier spirit profile. The bourbon is produced primarily at the Woodford Reserve Distillery in Versailles. I'm gonna go with it.
That is correct,
confident.
actually.
Oh, sweet.
By the way.
But a portion of spirit is also distilled and aged at Brown-Forman's main facility in Louisville, and then it's mingled for the final product. That is why we do not see single barrels from Woodford Reserve outside of the double oaked product, because what they do is they take a bunch of barrels and blend them together, some from Woodford, some from Brown-Forman, and blend them together. So they don't really do single barrels unless they're double barreling it. So what they do is they blend, then they barrel, and then they might put out a single barrel. It's not too common though. In 2015 though, they launched the straight rye whiskey using a relatively low rye mash bill compared to the spicy ryes of the Northeast. Its focus was balance, approachable spice with the sweet rounded finish. Over time, the rye line expanded into some limited editions, but the one we're seeing today is the Cask Strength Rye, or the barrel strength, according to the label. Why the barrel strength rye matters, I'll tell you. So Woodford Reserve barrel strength rye represents kind of the movement from the brand. This brand, Woodford Reserve, I'd like to call it a lame brand. That's the technical term. They do not do things like age statements. They rarely do anything too special besides a double oaked bourbon. They do some, finish, and they do some batch proofs, but they're not even barrel proofs. They're batch proofs. Come on, Woodford. That's like the lame dude at high school that's like, I'm gonna try something new and do this, and you're like, dude, that's been done. And like, it's people are doing it cooler because it's barrel proof, not just like, because batch proof isn't necessarily even barrel proof. It's just, maybe it is. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they're just calling it that. But often when you see batch proof, for example, Weller full proof or something like that, isn't necessarily cask strength. In fact, it isn't cask strength. It is just cut to a higher proof. So I don't know. I guess they didn't look into their batch proofs, if their batch proofs are actually barrel proof, like full uncut product. But I just went on a rant there, so I apologize.
Yeah, well, it is, for what it's worth, the batch proofs, they do come out as something like to a random tenth of a point.
It's like 118.9. I want to say was our last one.
Yeah,
so it might be the case.
Yeah, and you brought up Weller Full Proof. I guess let me verify this real quick, but it's called Full Proof because they proofed it back down to what it went into the barrel at.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, well, so I'll verify that. But in general, I think full proof is typically used for that. Is that it's saying this is the proof that it went into the barrel at. Yeah.
That's cool. All right. Yeah. So anyway, what we're drinking today, Woodford Reserve Barrel Strength Rye, is a cask strength rye, part of their Distiller Select collection. I don't know fully if it's going to be a recurring release. I want to say it's not.
No idea.
Mash bill is 53% rye, 33% corn, 14% malty bees. That's a lot of malty bees for a tertiary grain. No age statement, but it's assumed to be over 4 years. 2025 release, 125.1, which is a huge step from the standard rye release, which I believe is a 90.4. Huge step up from that. Distilled by Woodford Reserve and Brown-Forman. So I have a feeling this is gonna be Old Forester, basically, or worse, because I would typically say that Woodford Reserve is not better than Old Forester.
Yeah, and we'll ask a question similar to that later in the episode here of like what's your sentiment on the brand? What would you pick out of, to just completely spoil the what whiskey would you choose? What would you pick out of Jack?
Thinking.
Woodford and Old Forester, because they're all Brown-Forman. Is one of those brands, like, which is your favorite? Which is your least favorite? Man, it'd be interesting. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see the results, because I have opinions. Maybe I'll reveal those later. I don't want to corrupt anyone else's, but anyway, I'm pouring out all my pours here. Oh, and by the way, I was taking a look at the bottle, which I do not have. Both Cole and I have samples for this. This was sent in from a certain person, sent in to both of us. But I'm looking at
remain nameless.
Looking at the bottle online here, and it does not say 2025 on there anywhere. In that, it is not implying that like this will come out again next year. It doesn't make that obvious. All it does is say limited edition. So who knows?
I'm getting malty notes, although I'm also getting rye notes on the nose. But like, this is malty for a rye.
Dude, I think the nose is very similar to the Old Forester.
Do you? I gotta pour mine again.
I should have. Maybe we should have poured. Let this sit a little bit. The Woodford. Maybe I'll. Let me turn my fan down a little too here. I got this blowing. It's blowing all my scent away. I can't smell it anymore.
Completely different. Completely different. This rye is so malty with the Woodford. My Old Forester, of course, we're not drinking the same exact single barrel. But my Old Forester is like rye forward and like sweet rye forward.
My Old Forester is definitely coming across more sweet oak cherry. But this Woodford is coming across a little more like pine tree-y, a little more herbal spice on this than Old Forester. I have always said Old Forester kind of drinks bourbon-y, and like we pulled it on the reentry buzz and we both guessed it was bourbon a while back. Old Forester, but this is at least coming across a little more rye on the nose, so that's interesting.
I don't like the front of the palate. I don't like the mid palate, but I do like the finish. It is seemingly very young on the palate. Seemingly a little like craft distillery-y and like small barrel-y, to be honest. Even though I would assume, and I would bet money that they're using full barrels on this Sean piece. Very malty. Almost, it reminds me of a American single malt on the, like a young American single malt on the palate, but the finish is like nicely fruity. It like changes for a moment. I kind of dig the finish.
It is almost barnyard funky. Like it is abrasive. The amount of ethanol on here just like ramps through the middle of the sip, and it keeps ramping all the way till the finish. And it just like sits there and continues to sting your mouth like a little more and more as you're waiting for that mid palate to like finally round out. It takes forever for it to round out, and I'm kind of left with like the maltiness. Can't agree with you more. Like this is a hugely malty pour. Totally agree.
I don't like it. I mean, even on the second sip, the finish was pleasant once it was fading, but it was not even a good finish up front. Like, what's going on, Woodford? I don't know, man. Like, this is young, and it tastes young at least. I don't know. I can only speculate that this is pretty young.
Yeah. This is, if we were re-entry buzzing this,
we would tear it apart.
I would definitely guess like 3 for age on this, on the re-entry buzz. And I would guess 3, and I wouldn't be surprised to hear that it was like 2.
Yeah. I would guess small barrels, 100%.
Yeah. Yeah, because it is a little soapy.
Yeah.
I took a big neat sip to make sure I was getting everything I could get off of this. And it is the primary palate note on here is ethanol. That's it. And like when it rounds out into the finish, maybe you can start to pick out some appealing notes. A little bit of red fruit kind of shines through, but the herbal bite stays on the side of your tongue through the finish and everything. I mean, that's just kind of rye for you. So like some normal rye notes finally come out at the finish, but you got to get all the way there just to get anything.
Drop a few drops. Maybe this will make it good. But right now it is not good.
I did just a little bit. I feel like the nose, no, it's pretty much the same on the nose. If anything, maybe there's a little more caramely stuff, but pretty much the same. You know, and for how this tastes age-wise, it's got the color to back it up at least.
It really does. It's got a great color.
It doesn't look like you're about to drink a super young whiskey or anything, but color doesn't really come into our ratings.
Yeah, I mean, theoretically, this is a 4-year minimum.
Yeah.
Oh, it's worse with water. Oh, good. I gotta drink some Old Forester to wash this down.
Oh yeah, I should take a sip of Old Forester here just for comparison. Yeah, okay.
So much better.
I took a sip with water. It was kind of the pleasant notes on the finish are gone now. It's just youthy, small distillery doing the best they can. But if you were on vacation and you took a tour, you might buy a bottle of this for $40, maybe.
Oh, I forgot to mention, the total wine price is $130.
Yeah, and that's kind of how it goes with the alchemy looking bottles from Woodford, the batch proofs and everything. Those suckers are $150.
Select, I think this is going to be even worse with ice, but you got to know. We got it for science. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, those batch proofs. Dang, man, I gotta can hardly talk after I sip it because it's anyway. The batch proofs, they don't have an age statement. The bourbons, they and I tried one once. Unfortunately, our Costco has them sometimes. And a couple of years ago, it was, I don't know, maybe 110, 120 at Costco. And it was like, well, if I'm ever going to try it, now's the time. And it was, I remember it being the same sort of dissatisfying. Anyway, it made killer old fashions, though. I'll admit, killer old fashions.
Oh, good. I'm glad it's good for something. Because the ice pour is good for nothing. Terrible. Like immediately terrible. And I hate to be rude. Woodford Reserve is a well-established brand that I cannot probably tarnish, and I'm not intending to. But I can't finish this with ice. Like this is how much I have. This is how much we'll pour down the drain.
Oh, nice. Man. I got just
had
one.
Had one like this in a while. At least on the episode. I just feel bad for the master distiller there. Like, and not to be rude, I don't want to be like shaming or anything like that, but I just feel like they should have left this one in a little. I don't even know if that would have fixed it. I mean, it is youthy, but it is not.
Maybe they're just doing the best with what they got.
Yeah. Did you try? Oh, is that your one ice sip?
Yeah, one sipper here with ice. Yeah, no, there's nothing there, man. There's nothing there. It's it really comes across more like a single malt than anything.
Yeah,
truly. And I did sip the Old Forester. The Old Forester crushes this.
Yeah,
the Old Forester is a million times better than the.
And it was flat.
Yeah, well, yeah, mine was. Yeah, if you're standing there and you got this Woodford Rye and you're like, dang, should I spend 130 on this? Like, you should even at grossly marked up stores, prices grossly marked up, you should be able to get an Old Forester for $130 or less. So it's like, you should definitely buy Old Forester no matter what than this Woodford, man. That's it's just got nothing going on.
I hate to say it. Like I kind of not shamed, but did not give good credit to the distillery in general to begin with. But this is a terrible product. Not terrible. I don't want to be so rude. That sounds really rude. This is a product that I would never drink. I'll put it that way. Not worth it. Not even worth $50 to me.
I definitely agree with that. Not worth $50. I mean, at some point, I guess let's get into ratings. I feel like there is a price point where this is fine, but that price point is like $40 maybe. And so the decisions that go into this, that the decisions had to be made by someone here. Hey, you know what we should release a Cask Strength Rye. Okay, how should we market it? What should we price it at? Like, every decision that was made around that is wrong, in my opinion. This is not a $130 whiskey. This should not, like, oh man, just the hottest of hot takes here. But if I was the master distiller, I would be embarrassed that this was being sold as a premium release, because like, if I am the man who is making the whiskey making decisions on this, my decision would not be that this deserves to sit on the shelf next to other $130 ryes.
Yeah.
Oh, so rating. Yeah. I mean, I'm working my way down the scale, from starting in the middle. And I mean, something's off. Yes, this is not so great. So now we're down to D, well below average, in that it clearly stands out as being bad. That's kind of where I think I'm at. D- is a legitimate dislike, has a very off-putting attribute that makes me not even want to finish it. Don't judge it by the worst pour, Cole, because I don't think that there's anything about this that like makes me want to hurl or anything. I don't think that it's like, I don't think there's anything about this that makes me not want to finish it. So I'm going to go D. It just clearly stands out as being bad. This would be a tough sell, even as a vacation buy, that as I like to talk about. If I toured a place and they were like, cool, check out the gift shop on your way out, and this bottle was there for $40, I think I'd be like, hey, thanks, had a great time, see you later.
Bye. I agree with your D. I don't think it's a D minus. If it were just the ice pour, yeah, it'd be a D minus.
Nice.
This is, it's pretty bad. I give it like on the numerical score, I give it like a 6.8. The neat pour is drinkable. It's just not enjoyable. So what did I say? 6.9, 6.8, something like that.
6.8, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go with that. It's not trash, but it's not something I would buy. I wouldn't even buy this for $20. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I might buy it for $20 if people were like, oh, I'd love to try the cool new barrel strength rye from Woodford. I'll be like, yeah, you can try it on my shelf. I'm not going to drink it anymore. You can have it, in fact. Yeah.
But see, here's how, like, you presented that as like other people may already be interested. But if you were presented with the opportunity to buy it and you had the thought of like, oh, well, at least it might be fun to like share with other people who haven't even asked for it at all. Like, I think I wouldn't even want to share this with other people, because like, I would be like, no, trust me, you just don't even, just don't. If you're at a bottle share and there's 50 bottles on a table over there, it's like,
don't drink
don't
this one.
spend,
it's a waste
don't
of
spend
alcohol
the
in your
calories.
bloodstream.
Exactly. Yeah. Do other things, because you got to make choices. This is not a choice that you should make.
I hate to say it, but another boring release from Woodford Reserve. All right, now that we've said boring release, I think it's time for our next segment of the show that we like to call Whiskey World News.
All right, everybody, welcome back. This is Whiskey World News, and today we have an email from Sazerac Barrel Select. And it's not just today. I guess we got this a couple days ago, but Sazerac Barrel Select wants you to know that reservations for the brand new SBS warehouse experience at Buffalo Trace Distillery are now live and can be booked through your user dashboard on SazeracBarrelSelect.com. And you, listener, already have a dashboard on SazeracBarrelSelect.com because you've been entering into the Sazerac Barrel Select lotteries so that you can bring Chill Filtered along when you win a single barrel from Buffalo Trace. But anyway, members with at least 3 SBS points are now able to book this 90-minute experience, which includes behind the scenes access to warehouse locations across the distillery, taste Buffalo Trace thieved directly from barrels, aged in each warehouse. How cool is that?
Each warehouse? I didn't see that
warehouse.
Part. Wow.
A bottle of Buffalo Trace single barrel from your favorite warehouse and a tasting glass. And tickets for this are only $35 per person.
That's like the cost of a Buffalo Trace bottle.
Now, okay, here's where I feel like they're not, I'm super tinfoil hatty when it comes to like marketing around whiskey and stuff. So let me make it clear here what's going on. Tickets are $35 per person, can be booked for yourself and up to 3 guests. What my theory is only one person per party gets the bottle of Buffalo Trace.
I could see that.
That's my theory anyway.
That's why you got to do a party of 1.
I know. Yeah. Well, so now here's where that gets complicated. Reservations may be made up to 8 weeks in advance, with new dates releasing weekly on Wednesdays at 10 a.m. Eastern time. So you have to be like ready to go at 10 a.m. Eastern time to book your time slot for one of these, because I took a look, and of course, as you expected, for all 8 weeks from now, all slots are sold out already. These, I'm sure, get gobbled up just instantly.
Oh yeah,
they're all sold out. So if you were to book separately, you hate to book just one ticket, and Bryan gets a ticket and Wayne gets a ticket, but then Ben, like, he wasn't fast enough. So then it's like, what are we going to go without Ben? Like, come on.
Yeah, we wouldn't go without.
So anyway, tickets are $35 per person though, which I think is super impressive. I for this kind of experience, I can't believe.
Oh my goodness, people pay good money.
Low. Yeah.
Here's what I was thinking, but I don't think it's the case. When I originally read that email from Sazerac, I thought that you had to spend 3 SBS points to even take a part of this, but I think you just have to have. But I wouldn't be surprised if you had to spend it, which would be really cool, because then that would lower the amount of points in the basket, basically, or the bucket. So that gives me a better chance to win a SBS or a single barrel select, like barrel pick, basically. Right. But I think they should do that. Like, it wouldn't be unreasonable to do that for 3 points. Agree. I have like 7 now. Yeah.
Right. And like, if that was it, if you were to spend your points, I mean, give everyone in that party a bottle of Buffalo Trace for $35. That makes a lot of sense. And I like that a lot. But honestly, there's no way. And I'm coming at this from a standpoint of like logistics and like points management. I feel like they don't have it in their system.
No, they totally have it.
To be able to just subtract 3 points from X person, they'd have to do it manually, and it sounds like a pain in the butt.
All you got to do is assign tickets to people and say, like, this ticket is 3,342 out of whatever, how many we have, and you just say that suddenly is removed from the bucket.
I think you're a little more programmer-y than I am, so
I'm a little more statistics than you are.
That's true. That's very true. You'll come out with the names and terms that I
mean, like, that's the binomial theorem, baby.
Yeah, only mentioned one day during college for me, and I just have no idea. I didn't even remember that I learned about that.
We talked this week. We had a fun conversation about completing the square in terms of quadratic equations.
Oh yeah.
And you don't remember learning that, but I remember learning that.
Yeah. I genuinely have no idea if that was presented to me in school or not. I just have
It
no
probably
idea.
was.
I thought it was
But
cool though.
it's funny because like I even had a conversation today about integration. And some people are like, dude, I have to take this one actuarial exam where it deals with integration. I'm like, dude, I never forgot integration. I totally still remember integration. So some things just stick with me, especially math wise, but not everyone, not even actuaries sometimes. Yeah.
I'll tell you what I'm excited for, and you probably are too, is when Emma grows up and is going through school and she needs help with math homework. Now, like, yes, of course, I'm excited to be able to help Emma with math homework,
to help.
but selfishly, I'm excited to see what I even remember when it comes to math homework, because it's like stuff like this. And like they're gonna in her math class, they're gonna be on some unit or chapter where they're learning about whatever. And it's something that I've long forgotten. And I'm like, I don't even remember this in the slightest, but it'll be fun for me to see, like, can I figure it out real quick so that I can help Emma? Yeah.
You know what's crazy though is that like I can't imagine what homework's going to look like in 2040 something or whatever, or not the 2030 something, I guess, because you know, with ChatGPT now,
I know.
I mean, that's just gonna be exponentially, you know, like like compounded basically by what we're doing now. And these kids these days just like they don't know how to answer things because they want the shortcut nowadays. And it's like I can't imagine what Beck's going to be learning and how she's going to do homework in 2035 when she's taken like geometry or pre-algebra or something, or like algebra or something like that, where it's like but it'll be the same math. Thank God. Well, actually, I don't even know that. You ever see the meme that's like from The Incredibles where he's like, math is math. He's like, why did they changed it? Like multiplication is multiplication. And that's my problem with the current math, curriculum, is that they like changed a lot of the ways we learn things, and they're not actually better, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Well, I love when it's like people try to use some AI on writing an English paper for them, but then the English teacher can either use AI or frankly just be able to tell based on the way that things are worded that they used AI, so then they get caught. Like those are hilarious. I see those sometimes. Make me laugh.
Yeah, I mean, actually, funny story is that, in my job, sometimes we have to respond to state Department of Insurances. For example, like Tennessee or Minnesota recently, we had a objection to our filing related to our rate increase in Minnesota. And I used ChatGPT to professionalize my work, to basically say, hey, here's what I want to say, make it sound more professional. And then I got to back it out a little bit to be like, okay, make it sound a little less ChatGPT, but still professional. So it's a fun back and forth.
Like make it sound less angry or annoyed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but yeah, it's fun. I enjoy that portion, and I'm grateful I don't have to word it myself anymore.
Yeah,
at least originally. So, yeah,
nice.
Yeah, I think they should deduct SBS points for this. That's what I'm gonna say.
I think so too. Especially with as low priced this is for such a premium experience. And I guess the sentiment about it being such a premium experience mostly comes from the idea that it is literally Buffalo Trace. Like if it was like J. Henry, like a small distillery in Wisconsin, like the idea of spending $35 to go on a tour and sample barrels and get a bottle of something at the end of the day, like that would even be incredible value for like a small distillery like that. So the fact that Buffalo Trace is doing this for $35, it's like, to me, what it screams is they're just looking for another thing that's highly, highly coveted, so that people who have podcasts with news segments will talk about it, because it's such a great value.
Yeah. And here's the other thing, though, is if there's two options. Yes, you deduct points, or no, you don't deduct points. If you deduct points, that makes it great for me, a person who doesn't always have the opportunity to visit Buffalo Trace and get this kind of treatment. But then on the other hand, if you say, all right, if anyone wants this opportunity, they need to get 3 SBS points, but they're not spent on this experience, then a lot more people are going to get on the SBS points. And therefore, I have much less chance to win a single barrel pick. So that's the bad news, is if you don't expend the if you expend the points, I have more of a chance than I do at the very moment I have now. But then if we don't spend points, then I have even less of a chance to win, because people are going to hopefully get to that 3-point level. So it's interesting.
So, a lot of interesting takes on this, like, that we're figuring out as we go here. Because I feel like people who, if the intent of this is to incentivize people to sign up for Sazerac Barrel Select and begin to accumulate points, and you have to get 3 points, where it's like, we know how this works. You get 1 point per year, and there are bonus activities too. And there's only like 2 bonus activities a year.
Maybe.
So okay. Anyone who's not already in on Sazerac Barrel Select, you're like, hey, you want to do this sweet tour experience, blah, 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 blah. All you have to do is sign up for Sazerac Barrel Select, and then spend a friggin' year waiting for more points opportunities to come out. And then you have to fill out a survey, and then you have to share something on Facebook over the course of the next year. And now you have enough points to go on this exclusive experience. That person's going to be like, screw that, I'm not doing that. So frankly, I don't think this is going to bring in more people to the Sazerac Barrel Select experience.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully.
I bet it will, though, if it's not spent. At least some.
True.
But I got my 7 points. 7 points, people. What do you have? Dude. Do you have 7? Do you have more?
Yeah. Let me look here.
Yeah.
Let me look. Yeah, maybe I don't. Maybe I don't want to reveal. People will hear how many points I have, and they'll be like, "Oh man, I've got
like doxing
10,
you." 10 you have 10?
Yeah, I have 10 points. Yeah.
The good news is if you win, I'm coming, and if I win, you're coming. So that's for sure.
How good of friends do you really think we are, Cole?
You're like, have you earned my 3 extra points than you have?
Yeah. If I bring Cole along, I'm going to have to call this a Songle Barrel. So maybe I don't want to.
I had a fun what whiskey would you choose thought in my head, but it is not going to be official ever in the history or the future perspective.
Because it's inappropriate?
Because it's inappropriate. Is if you had 5 people to bring to the coolest barrel pick in the world, who would you bring? And all I gotta say is I would bring Bryan. That's all I'm gonna say for now.
That's
all
he
would have to fight for me.
That's all he's obligated to say. Frankly, at that point, we'd probably hold some sort of lottery or something for our Patreon.
It wouldn't be like who's our favorite people. It would be our favorite giftee, or what's the phrasing? Best gift
Gifty's choice.
Gifty's choice. Yeah. Who gives me the best gift at Christmas gets a ride on the Sazerac Single Barrel Select. Can
you imagine? It's like, can you imagine 4 people go all out?
Getting BTAC bottles. Yeah.
They're like, this is my chance. And then they spend like $1,000. And then it's like, I'm choosing these other guys. Sorry. Thanks. Thanks though.
We won't do that. But maybe, here's the thing is that actually I'm going to put this out there as we have before, is that me and Bryan aren't the only people who have points in the SBS, thing. If
my wife
does. What's that?
Yeah, my wife does.
Yeah, she does. Hey, my father-in-law does. I don't know why I didn't do my wife, but for some reason I did my father-in-law. So if for example, random listener, if you somehow get picked, like we'll make it a thing. Like if you decide to invite us, we'll make it a thing. unless you want to just invite your friends, which is totally fine. But if you want to invite Chill Filtered along, like we'll make it a thing. Shout out to
because
like
it's
Ben Klepsig or something like that. Yeah.
Because it's Gifty's choice. If you gift us a Sazerac Barrel Select experience, you're obviously winning Gifty's choice.
Yeah, you're getting a bottle. That's for sure. You're getting a bottle from our collection.
Oh, man. Dramhound has done this.
He has. He did an Eagle Rare pick.
He did an Eagle Rare pick with Bourbon Junkies, I think. And
I don't know if he was the selected one, but he was on a pick.
I don't think he was. Yeah. I think he was friends with and got to go along with. But if you're there picking a barrel, they feed from the barrel. You get to taste Eagle Rare at Cask Strength.
Dude, that's crazy. Crazy. Can't wait. The chances of me winning before I die are probably not great. But in my mind, I'm like, hey, I'm gonna win before I die, and that's gonna be amazing. So who knows?
Frankly, it's really fun to just like
fantasize.
Well, yeah. But like when they do the drawings, it's just a fun thing to look forward to. And
totally. And say how close you were to the nearest number. Yeah.
Oh, I know. Yeah, that's fun too.
I was 50 off recently.
Oh yeah, I want to say Klepsig was like less than 30 off.
He was
one
close
time
recently.
Yeah. But anyway, it's like it requires no input. You don't have to pay, you don't have to anything, and then just randomly sometimes there's a lottery and you get to be like, ooh, did I win? And then, so anyway, I guess if you're not on Sazerac Barrel Select, you should get on. The more years that you're just in there, the more points that you accrue and blah blah blah, and you can bring us along too, and it'll be a great time.
Bring us along.
Yeah,
we'll have a ball. And we'll put your name on it. We don't even need to put Chill Filter's name on it. We just want to be
That's true. Yeah, right. We'll call it the Ben Klepsig Eagle Rare Single Barrel. It'd be great.
Dude, I would buy that any day.
I know, right? Yeah. This is the longest news ever. Let's go to what whiskey would you choose? Previously, we asked you. You're at the drop. You're standing there. You're staring at all 6 BTACs for MSRP. Which one are you grabbing? And we got a bunch of write-ins here. We got Kilted 518 Miles Ferguson saying Saz 18. And you know what? I'm just going to do all the bottles together here. So for Saz 18, we had Kilted 518 Miles Ferguson. We had Whiskey with Max. And that's it. 2 for Saz 18. For Eagle Rare 17, we got Bro Askatestwasa, Turtle Man, Canadian Turtle here. Just 1 for Eagle Rare 17, though. William LaRue Weller, we've got Whiskey Shaman here. We've got Kyle Flagg. That's it. 2 for William LaRue Weller. And then I strategically saved George T. Stagg for last year because a lot of points. I know, right? People love the GTS. Whiskey Drinking Panda says GTS easy. I've never tried it, frankly. We got a Dr. Doss in the house. He says GTS nearly every time. Always interested in the GTS. We've got Matt.
You know who that is, right?
No, I don't.
That's the guy. Oh, what is his first name? He's the guy at the at Ben Klepsig's barrel or bottle share.
Yeah,
nice. the doctor, the veterinarian. Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Wait, what was it? Was it hamsters? What was it?
No, he was big into I want to say it was hedgehogs.
Yeah, that was it. He is like the country's leading foremost hedgehog veterinarian or something like that.
What a baller.
I know,
what
right?
His first name is.
Dude, talk about conversation at a party. Like,
oh, dude, he brought some killer bottles to the bottle share. What a baller. So shout out to that guy. I apologize. I forget your first name.
Yeah. His first name is Doctor. His last name is Das, as we saw.
Oh, you're right.
GTS callouts, finishing up here. Madtown Market of Ben Klepsig, who was also at the bottle share. It was literally his house. And Cody Clark 88 here, who would have been at the bottle share if he didn't have a prior obligation. But those are all the GTSs. So dominant GTS here, but the one that I want to call out is 0 write-ins. If you notice, you're tallying at home.
Yeah, I noticed
0 write-ins for Thomas H. Handy, 0
6.5 year.
Yeah. 0 write-ins for the new one too.
Dude, I was the one to pick the new one.
I know. People are banking on the ones that they know here, and literally no one said I'm super excited about the new one. So that's interesting in itself. Yeah, we got to know.
So what did you pick last week? What was your choice?
I was Eagle Rare. Yeah.
Okay. So like,
this is my year.
Here's one more. This might be the same answer, but Sazerac hits us up tomorrow and says, "Okay, you get a choice. One of the 6. What's your vote?"
I think we asked this last time to each other.
Did we? I forget.
Yeah. No. It's all good. We both agreed it would be super fun to try the new one. Like if I'm just getting, well, that's what the difference was here, at least for me. If it was you get a sample, you get to try. I want to try the new one, but I want to buy a whole bottle of Eagle Rare.
Yeah, I get that. If they said 2, my secondary would be Eagle Rare. Yeah. If they said you get 2 samples or something like that. Yeah, that'd be crazy. Yeah. But they still haven't responded. But that's how it goes some years.
Corey, actually, if you're listening.
2021, or maybe it was 2022, they didn't send us anything. So hey, we're grateful for what we get. So
for
Corey,
sure.
Christy, Jaleesa. Anyway.
We are asking you this week, though, since we drank some Brown-Forman today, both for the entry buzz and for the pour today, we drank Brown-Forman. We want to know, what is your favorite Brown-Forman? Is your favorite Brown-Forman Jack Daniels, Old Forester, or Woodford? And now I'm purposefully not getting specific on this. Whether you're a high proofer, whether you're a rye guy or a bourbon/Tennessee whiskey guy or gal, are you drinking Jack Daniels? Are you drinking Old Forester? Are you drinking Woodford Reserve? Tell us what your favorite is.
This is a hard one. Oh, wait, so this is any product from these, like any like theoretically the best of the distilleries, or is this like the standard product, or is this just like best of any of them?
Oh, that's good. Let's decide this now. You know what? I feel like the most common would be to go standard product. So let's say,
I like that.
Let's, because obviously if we're talking about premium releases, and I was like, which brand is your favorite premium release? Like everyone's going to say Jack Daniels, because Jack Daniels is clearly the #1 most prolific.
I don't know. I've had some really good birthday bourbons before.
That's a great point, but I will still stick with my sentiment though, because I think
you're talking about Jack Daniels Old No. 7 versus Old Forester 86 versus Woodford Reserve.
Let's do that as long as you agree. Does that sound good?
Yeah, because 86 I think me.
That is how the 3 choices come into the most contest here.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, basic product. It's going to be Old Forester here.
So I'm believe it or not, I'm Woodford Reserve. Woodford Reserve. If I'm in a bar that has extremely limited options, I'm going to go
those 3.
I know. Yeah, it really is. I'm going to go Woodford Reserve because I feel like Woodford Reserve always is like, it's not memorable, but it's not forgettable. It's always fine to me. So yeah, I'm taking Woodford on this. I feel like they do a decent job with it. And now, to be clear, I feel like Old Forester also does a decent job too, but just Woodford Reserve is already what's in my mind as if I'm on a cruise ship and all they have is base level stuff, Woodford Reserve is what I'm going to order if I don't even get to look at the menu first.
Yeah. I used to think that as well. And then I realized that 1 sip of Woodford is good. 3 sips of Woodford is not good to me. But to each their own. Yeah, I can drink a lot of 86 Old Forester as opposed to Woodford or Jack Old No. 7. Yeah.
1 sip of Woodford Cask Strength Rye is maybe
even
not so
worse
great
than Woodford Standard. Yeah. Like I can say that with confidence. This is like what we drank today was worse than Woodford Standard.
Yeah, actually, totally agree.
Yeah. So stinks to be Woodford right now. Next week we are drinking Booker's The Reserves 2025 because that was the loser of this week's vote.
You know what? I'm audibling on you.
Audible, baby.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do another vote actually, because another very topical bottle to do. This is gonna roll and this is gonna roll until we get to the point where I don't know what to do for the next week, and then we'll do whatever the loser has been this whole time. But we're gonna do Booker's Reserves 2025 Tequila Cask Finish. We're gonna do that versus Penelope.
Estate Founders Reserve.
Family, Founders. That's it, man. There's like a lot of little monikers here, but the Founders Reserve Penelope, the 13-year that is allegedly from Heaven Hill. I know that's another interesting one too that people have been curious about. So we'll do that. Penelope Founders versus the Booker's Reserves 2025.
I'm down. Let's find out next week. Vote, people, on Tuesday, on the 2-Pick Tuesday for that. But also vote on the What Whiskey Would You Choose Wednesday. Bryan, I am, as I said in a text to you recently, I am hankering for a spankerin. So I hope that I spank you on the reentry buzz after this.
Wait, so if you're hankering, are you hankering to dole out the spanks, or are you hankering to get spanked?
No. Hankering to dole them out on you. But now it's getting uncomfortable.
I'm glad I made you make that clear for all of us. Well, I'm hoping since honestly, any day now, BTAC and Pappy stuff can be showing up. So I hope any one of our listeners out there is able to be in the right place at the right time to pick up one of those, because any day, one of these days, we're going to hear about it.
Absolutely. Hoping you guys have a great bourbon season. Hoping you guys enjoyed this episode. But most of all, listeners and viewers, we hope that our love of whiskey lifted your spirits. I agree with your D. I don't think it's a D minus. If it were just the ice pour, it'd be a D minus. This week's Patreon shout out goes to our longtime friend and absolute legend, Joey T, better known as Crap.
No, he's not known as Crap. What are you talking about?
I know, he's definitely not.